fan that was on the front rail in the outfield that jumped up, was excited at the play, and he just takes a tumbler. I mean, he flips multiple times before he hits the field, landing kind of head first. He's in critical condition. They don't know if he's going to live or not. I obviously hope he does. But he took a bad fall from a high level. I mean, he fell 20 or 30 feet.
Wow.
And it's pretty graphic. Well, the question, obviously, people have is, what happens? I mean,
what's the liability?
What's the liability?
Fault? Are you at fault?
Yeah, if anything. So, here's the deal. Whether it's a stadium or anywhere, there's always somebody can bring a premises liability case if they're injured on somebody's premises if the owner did something wrong. So in the case of a baseball stadium, if there was a dangerous condition, such as when you're on the front rail, you have those railings in front of you. Some of the older stadiums in the old days had a lower one, and you could fall. So stadium owners need to know that they keep those at a safe height so somebody can't just fall off. They also have to maintain them. So you could have one at a safe height when it was built, but over time, if somebody's torn it up and you haven't fixed it, that could happen too. Or they could just be failure to warn. We're going to put you in a spot where you need to be extra careful. So if the stadium did something wrong in the sense of the railing's not high enough, we didn't maintain it, we didn't tell you about it, they could be liable. But also comparative negligence comes into that. Was the fan drinking?
That was my question.
Because if you're at a game and you're just trashed and you stumble or fall, because we've seen people that get hurt because they're drunk. They trip and fall up at curbs, they walk out into traffic. If you're drinking and you're drunk, think about it from a jury's perspective. You're going to try to make a claim for injuries, but you're going to tell them that you were just drunk off your butt.
Stacking all your cups.
So that will weigh against you. There's things like assumption of the risk. You go to a game and you get hit by a foul ball. Well, you assume that might happen. That's not what happened in this case, but that's something that can happen as well. So there are past legal precedents where people have fallen or been injured at a stadium, whether it's football or baseball or what it might be, and they've had a successful claim. And there are other ones where they brought claims where a jury or a judge said, absolutely not. You did something to cause this injury to yourself. At the end of the day, it is a horrible injury. He may not live.
Wow.
And I don't know all the facts yet as whether the railing was too low or not.
Is there an automatic insurance liability settlement for
right.
this guy? His medical bills, everything's going to be taken care of?
Yes. When you're on a premises case, let's say it's your home. I come into your home and you have a trampoline in the backyard, and I'm jumping on it, and I blow my knee. Okay, you did nothing wrong. You had a trampoline. You let me use it. I blow your knee. You have homeowner's insurance. Within the provisions of your homeowner insurance, you have two provisions. You have a med pay, which is short for medical payments, usually up to $5,000 or $10,000, which is considered a no-fault provision of your insurance. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. The insurance company will pay medical bills up to that limit. It will not raise your rates any. So if a family member gets hurt, don't feel bad giving them your insurance information. It's a no-fault provision.
Okay.
There's also the liability provision you have on your homeowner's policy, anywhere from $100,000 to $300,000 to millions of dollars, whatever it may be. The only way that I could make a claim against your homeowner's policy under that provision is if you've done something wrong. You knew the trampoline was defective. It had fallen over 2 or 3 times. You didn't warn me. I got on a trampoline, jumped, and that happened, and I got hurt. Now I can sue you under the liability portion. Same thing with a stadium. They're going to have a no-fault med pay provision, probably up to $50,000, probably a high number because bills can be high there, that will pay medical bills irrespective of whether there's any liability on the stadium or whether there's any liability on the person who fell. The only way this individual will get to a liability claim is if there's something the stadium did wrong. So yes, I suspect his medical bills will get paid under the no-fault med pay provision. I suspect we will find out he was drinking. I'm just assuming that. I don't know. People do that at baseball games. We've had games all year long and nobody's fallen there.
Sure.
But yes, to answer your question, yes, medical bills will probably get paid.